Welcome to Country Made Simple. Today we're talking basil. Basil is abundant in our gardens this time of year if you're growing a garden. You can find it very easily at your supermarket. A lot of farmers markets carry them in large quantities. We have a ton, and so you can only dry so much and infuse so much oil. Today we're going to make pesto, which freezes incredibly well and is just wonderful overall. I look forward to showing you this, and it's only going to take about 2 minutes to make. Hold on. All right, now we're starting with 2 cups of cleaned basil that has been picked over. You want to make sure you're taking your basil off the stems. It makes it for a cleaner and less woody type of flavor within it. Some of them, when you get to these little bitty stems like this, will still be fine. So it just needs to be well washed before you start it. Even if you get it from the stores, you still want to wash it well. So we're starting with 2 cups of basil, and you're just going to pack it into your food processor. Your food processor is totally your friend here. The 2 cups, which we had already pre-measured out, we're going to stuff them down and put them all in here together. There we go. Now, we're going to add to that is going to be, we're going to whip this around just a little bit because I want to make some room, which you can do this. It doesn't much matter. This little KitchenAid is very fantastic. Add a little bit of oil to it so it has a little bit of viscosity. You want it to go to where, there we go. I just want to make a little bit of room. So now we can push this down. We're adding 3/4 of a cup of good Parmesan. Can be a Romano too, but you're just going to actually add it in. Total all oil and all is going to be olive oil, which obviously is, you want to have a nice extra virgin, which will have a lighter flavor. Again, we're going to put just a little bit on top, give it a little blend as we go. We're going to kind of blend that in just a little bit before we add the rest. To this, typically, most of the pesto recipes are going to call for pine nuts. Pine nuts are incredibly expensive. I go with a little cheaper version. You can use walnuts and you can use cashews, which is what I'm choosing to use today. The cashews give it a nice creamy flavor, and it's not as in your face as the pine nuts are, because pine nuts have a very strong flavor. These give it a little bit more of that same creamy texture, but a lot milder. And again, we're going to give it a little bit of a squirt. The total amount of olive oil we're using is about 1/2 cup. Now, once this gets going a little bit more, we're going to add our garlic and our lemon. In this case, we're going to have 2 cloves of garlic. That is very simple. Just pop it. See them fly. Peel it off, and then we're going to pop them in. So it's just a matter of just doing a quick peel, which only can take a couple of minutes if you pop it just right. I got it a little bit shy there. So there we go. Cut a little bit of a stem off on the end. Pop that in, and then do one more. You get a little smash, and it actually will come out of this a lot easier if it wants to cooperate. And here we go. We've got a nice clean clove here. I always trim off the little bit of the stem on it. Just preference, really no true reason for actually doing it. Now we're going to take a lemon. You can use 2 in this. I use 1 just to have a little bit of acidic flavor, and it'll balance really well with the basil. So we want to make sure that we get the seeds so those don't become part of our basil, which would be bad. And so we're just doing a quick little strain there of that. Now let's do the second. Okay, and then dump that in. So you can use 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 lemons. I choose 1. They're pretty large in comparison, so dump that in. Again, giving a nice squeeze here at the end. And we're gonna have a little salt and pepper. You just wanna kind of put in your salt to your own taste. This is a sea salt, is what I enjoy using, and then just a little pepper. I use a good fine ground pepper when I'm cooking. Sean prefers it, my husband, versus some of the others that are out there. And what we're looking for is a creamy texture. And as we're pulsing it, you add just a little bit of olive oil. And it's going to come up. Now let's take it and stir it a bit and grab a quick spoon. And then we'll do. We want to get a little bit more basil into here and to continue to pulse. So we want it to actually have a little bit more flavor. So I've added about another half cup of basil to this, just to kind of give it a stir. See kind of what you think. That's a nice consistency. It has that nice green flavor, green tint to it. How do you have green flavor? Ha! Super fun. Not overpowering with the basil, but very nice and creamy. And that's really what you want. So, give it a try. See what you think, and I'm gonna blend it just a little bit longer. I hope you try the recipe. Let me know what you think, and I'd love to have your feedback. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.